welcome back guys to Our World Outdoors. I'm Missy and today we are going to be dehydrating strawberries for the trail. We use these in a lot of different ways. We either eat them just plain or we add them to our oatmeal. You can do all kinds of things with them. So we figured we'd give you a quick little tour of how we do it, and in just a minute we're going to reposition the camera. That way you can see everything that I'm going, but look at those nice strawberries. Okay, so the first step to dehydrating your strawberries is obviously getting your strawberries. And then you want to wash them off really good because they tend to have a lot of pesticides and stuff on them whenever you get them, and they're kind of got that furry type stuff on them that makes it hold the dirt well. So these have already all been washed. As you can see, I've already started coring part of them. So I'm just going to continue here. So every spring, our local FFA group sells strawberries to raise money for the group. And pretty much every spring we buy a batch just so that we can do this. They're usually really good strawberries, but they are not organic strawberries. So that means they're not as sweet as the strawberries that comes out of our garden. We have tons of strawberries out there, and we'll dehydrate over the summer too. But we tend to eat a lot of them. But after we get done dehydrating them, we'll sprinkle them with some sweetener. And you can use whatever sweetener you use. It's just where they're not organic, they aren't quite as sweet as we like them to be. So we'll use a little bit of stevia because that's what we use for our sweetener. But I mean, you can use sugar or whatever, just a tiny bit, you know, just to make it just a little bit sweeter. So, after you get done coring them, I'm running out of room here, you're going to want to slice them. Some people slice them in half, but we actually slice them like these medium-sized ones. We'll slice them about 3 times. So, I don't know if you can see that. That's about how thick we're going to slice them. Some of the bigger ones, we'll slice them 4 times. And we just lay them out on the tray. We don't put the parchment paper or anything on. There's no need. They usually don't shrivel up quite that much. So you just slice them up here. And I tend to just slice them first, and then I'll start laying them on the trays here in just a few minutes. But these are great. These are great for all kinds of things. Like I said, we put it in oatmeal, or if you have those the cake crumbs from where we dehydrated our pound cakes. If you have the crumbs from that, throw in a few strawberries, add a little tiny bit of water to it, mix it up in your baggie. Oh, that is awesome. Awesome dessert. So, and if you haven't watched our video on the dehydrating cakes, make sure you go and watch it, because it's really good dessert on the trail. And as we all know, there's not a lot of desserty type things out there. So, strawberries is one of my favorite dehydrated fruits. They are, after they get done being dehydrated, they're a little bit chewy, kind of leathery, but I like that. Kind of reminds me of the, I don't know, like grapes and stuff whenever they're dehydrated, you know, about the same texture. Alright. And I'm guessing we're probably going to get maybe 2 trays out of this. Maybe each pint will probably do about a tray on the dehydrator. Now, if you have smaller strawberries, like the heirloom strawberries that we have out in our garden, some of them, then they're a smaller strawberry, but they're a sweeter strawberry. And you can cut them in half when you're dehydrating them, and it'll keep more of the sweetness in there. It'll keep more of the juices in it. Some more of these done. We've tried all kinds of fruits, but if there's fruits that you guys dehydrate that we haven't done a video on, or that you just really like, Make sure you put it down in the comments, because we like to try anything. We're pretty open-minded. We like all fruits, that's for sure. And we like being able to take new things on the trail with us. Wow, some of them strawberries are really big. And I like that we get to help support the school some by getting these every year. And the grandbaby comes over and eats a lot of our fresh strawberries. She picks our berry bushes and the strawberries, and we get a small share. I took her berry picking this past summer, and she went down there and she picked about 100 berries off the bushes. And she come toting them back up here to her papaw, and she had like 15 or 20 strawberries left in her bucket by the time she made it to the house. So, summertime we don't get very many of them. She kind of takes priority. But who can complain there? She's eating fruit, right? Alright. Time to get these trayed up. Now you don't have to put any lemon juice or anything on these. Some fruits you want to put lemon juice on them, like bananas. Whenever you're dehydrating them, you don't need to put anything on these. The only thing we do is we sprinkle just a little bit of that sweetener at the end. So, get rid of that. Now all we're going to do is lay these straight out on the tray here. You just lay them flat like you would anything else. Try to get these end pieces to lay the opposite way. You want the inside up. So it'll hold more of the juices in it. Looks like we might get 3 trays out of it. We'll see. I tell you what, I'm counting on you guys to let me know if Tony gets in these whenever he goes to take them out. Because he always does.
Why you gotta bring them into it?
I know you. You be trying to have secrets. And tell them not to tell me things. I can check messages too, you know.
You can watch videos too?
That's right.
There's your sweetener.
Alright. So we just got barely over 2. That's okay. So this is a sweetener that we generally use. Hopefully you can see it there. And all we do is we just sprinkle just a tiny bit over it. Just a tiny bit will stick to it. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Alright, time to get it in the dehydrator. And we'll get back with you when they're done. And Tony will let you know how it went.
Alright guys, so strawberries are done. Took 12.5 hours. Okay, the way you'll know they're done is you'll feel them, and they feel like a hard leather. Alright, now you may have to let them cool down before they actually harden up all the way, but become extremely tiny. So we're just going to bag these up. And you can eat them straight like they are. And they're good. But they're way better if you rehydrate them. Now you need to make sure not to mistake these for the freeze-dried ones like you get in oatmeal packets that rehydrate real fast. These are going to take more like 5 to 8 minutes to rehydrate. And these are great in desserts. These are great in oatmeal. I've actually seen people put these in grits. I really can't say much, but we got some other videos involving these coming up. So keep your eyes out for that. And even though my wife doesn't like it, we're going to be releasing a video here pretty soon of a secret recipe. Something we've never told anyone about, that me and her made up. And it is the bomb, literally. So, we packed these up. Like I said, it was like 12.5 hours. That's what it took for these to get done at the size we cut them. Obviously, if you're using the spring summer strawberries that are grown in the ground and not hydroponically or not heavily chemically, like obviously these were grown either in another country or hydroponically. I'd guess hydroponically. So they can kind of dry out faster. The summer ones, you can cut them bigger, but they take longer to dry out, but they actually taste a lot better. So we'll get all these bagged up. It's reduced the weight down to nothing. Generally I'd be sitting here eating all these, but I just had a big meal. And my wife is asleep, so you think I'd be doing it just because I can get away with it. That's alright. Hi Molly. You want one? Here you go, girl. Hi Apollo. You want one? You want to come say hi? Here you go, boy. Good boy. Yeah, the dogs love dehydrated stuff. Anyways, it's real simple, basic recipe. A lot of people have problems with strawberries when they dehydrate them for some reason. It's not really that hard. A lot of them don't like it because if you dehydrate some of these store-bought ones, they almost have like a bitterness to them. That's why you got to add some kind of sweetener. It's just kind of a necessity. I can get away with doing our summertime ones without any sweetener, but that's just because of how we prep our ground. We use a lot of compost, worm castings. We don't use any chemical fertilizers at all. But and one important thing is make sure you scrub these down, these trays, really good, because if you let this strawberry juice sit on them too long, it's almost impossible to get off. So at least instantly get these in some hot water and let them soak if you're not going to clean them instantly, and then get a toothbrush or a hard little brush and just brush the crap out of them, because if not, if that hardens on there, it's a pain to get off. So until next time, I'm Tony with Our World Outdoors, and we'll see you.